Community Assessment of Milwaukee Secure Detention Facility, Gotta Keep Your Chin Up, by Kate FrkVang and FrkVang, School of Nursing, Herzing University. MSDF, the facts. Milwaukee Secure Detention Facility is a prison facility located in downtown Milwaukee, Wisconsin. It is operated by the State of Wisconsin Department of Corrections, Division of Adult Institutions. MSDF is a unique prison facility in that it is a high-rise building with no windows, no access to fresh air or sunlight. Individuals may spend up to an entire year confined at this location. The community diagnosis reads, the inmate community of MSDF is at risk for post-trauma syndrome relating to prison confinement as evidenced by displacement from home, environment not conducive to needs, and insufficient social supports. Ackley, 2017. Our team came up with 2 interventions to help MSDF. The first is the Division of Adult Institutions to allow inmates access to computers programmed to use a video telephone application like Zoom or FaceTime to communicate with their family members while they are at home and the inmate is confined. The ability to have ample access to family is an intervention that would help inmates feel a sense of connection to their loved ones. And second, the Division of Adult Institutions to implement structured exercise activities such as cardiovascular routines like P90X or CrossFit, preferably with a personal trainer, that will promote inmate well-being both mentally and physically. Quote, there is evidence that exercise is beneficial for mental health. It reduces anxiety, depression, and negative mood, and improves self-esteem and cognitive functioning, end quote, Callaghan, 2004. The history of MSDF is interesting. Milwaukee Secure Detention Facility was built in 2001 as a temporary holding facility for the Department of Corrections. Quote, MSDF is a high-rise, medium security facility in downtown Milwaukee, kitty corner from the Milwaukee County Jail, end quote. The facility was originally designed to work in conjunction with the Division of Community Corrections, Probation, Parole. Individuals who were in violation of the rules of community supervision or court order or new law violation could be detained at MSDF pending resolution of the violation. MSDF was not designed to house inmates for the totality of their prison sentence. As such, fresh air spaces were not included in the psychological and ergonomic blueprint. In December of 2001, MSDF became a Division of Adult Institutions facility, a proper prison. A windshield survey was conducted. The boundaries of this community are the walls of the building. The floor units are like neighborhoods and have names. There is also the intake holding cells, the mental health unit, and the solitary confinement unit. There are a total of 9 units, comprised of 8 male and 1 female unit. The facility can house up to 2,000 inmates. The building is well maintained. The spaces are tidy. The hallways are free of debris. There are no parks or recreational areas. There is no access to fresh air. There is no window to open. This community is entirely inside a concrete building. Families and other approved visitors can have limited video contact when on site. This means there isn't a piece of plexiglass separating an individual from their confined loved one, but rather a room off the lobby where they're able to have video chats, but only when the loved one is in the facility itself. Each unit is 2 floors of shared individual cells with a common area in the middle. There are no stores. Canteen is accessed on a schedule that changes according to the floor you are on. There is no way for an inmate to earn a modest income while incarcerated at MSDF with which to build their canteen fund. Inmates are able to buy snacks or some personal items from money on their books. There are locked doors and buzzers that separate areas of the facility. Staff move freely, however. Confined individuals are escorted by a prison guard at all times. The outside windows are a facade to make the building less of an eyesore to the community. Environment. MSDF has 358 employees who guard inmates at medium security. The employees include guards, nurses, social workers, psychologists, and administrative personnel. The inmate population of MSDF is comprised of men and women being supervised for a felony-level conviction. Ages range from 18 to 77 years old. The layout of MSDF is similar to that of a county jail. They accept inmates 24 hours per day and have an intake floor capable of accepting persons detained directly from the community. In most prisons, individuals confined there first were at a county jail. At MSDF, individuals are taken directly from the street and brought to this prison facility instead of first having this step at a county jail where resolution of the violation would typically take place. This increases the dangers of the street to prison pipeline for individuals on community supervision for a felony level offense. A subsection includes the solitary confinement unit, and it is for individuals that are not able to function in general population. Biological considerations. Biological indicators show a possible problem with air quality and temperature. Quote, whether overcrowding or poor heating conditions, MSDF remains a source of discontent. In 18 years of operation, more than 17 people have died. Inmates have attempted suicide when temperatures in the facility reached over 100 degrees. End quote, Lena Taylor. Staff cope with a variety of ailments. Detox from drugs or other alcohol, gunshots, mental health crises, and sexual safety, and others. Medical and psychological treatment are completed almost entirely inside this facility. Prison rape is another major obstacle in attempting to create a safe environment. The Prison Rape Elimination Act is the guiding light in prison sexual safety. Statistics. According to the National Academy of Sciences, there are negative effects on mental health for many: overcrowding, poor ventilation, various forms of violence, enforced solitude, lack of privacy, lack of meaningful activity, isolation from social networks, and insecurity about future prospects. Pont 2018. The Bureau of Justice Statistics estimates that nationally, 17,358 individuals died in custody during the period from 2007 to 2010. Age. 36 years old is the most common age of an inmate. This age outside of prison is consistent with hard-working years and family life. It seems reasonable to assert that if someone is incarcerated during these typically hard-working years, they're less prepared and able to build a retirement account for themselves or provide for their family. Gender. Gender disparities are reflected in incarceration rates. The following pie chart reveals that only 6.7% of inmates are women. Reasons for incarceration. Nonviolent and violent convictions are housed in the same units, save some sex offenses and the mentally ill. The nature of convictions sheds light on spaces for possible legislation that could help reduce the rate of incarceration for nonviolent individuals, the number one cause for conviction is drug offenses. Drug offenses are considered nonviolent. Racial disparities. National ethnicity composition in prison populations indicate the ethnicity of MSDF inmates demonstrates a racial disparity against the benchmark of the national norm. The following pie chart shows that the majority of inmates are persons of European heritage nationally. This statistic contrasts to MSDF data, where the majority of inmates are African American heritage. Global analysis. As we move past the millennium, as our minorities become the majority, it is wise to consider incarceration concerns from the vantage point of a world lens. The United States is the number one most incarcerated society in the world. Given the right set of circumstances, any person could become an inmate. Compassion for powerless persons rests at the very heart of both social work and nursing. It is evident that the environmental limitations of MSDF render it a unique prison that requires additional strategies to help inmates overcome the risk for post-trauma syndrome related to confinement. References. Thank you for listening. I hope this brought some useful information to you, and I appreciate your time.